Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media account. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, I did finish the week with 19 wins and 5 losses for a win rate of 79.17%. For a weekly win rate, not the greatest week. It was definitely a very challenging week of trading. Yeah, it was not a fun week. So we'll get right into the trades. Let's see, trade ideas room on pre-market on the 27th. SPY calls over 400. Which day is this? 27th right here. I was kind of looking for a short squeeze. We haven't had a really strong day yet at this point. So I was looking for a short squeeze probably from last week. So that's why I was looking at calls. Plus, it had a nice little dump Friday in the morning. Then it gapped up, had a nice little gap up. Then we had this pop right here. I don't remember what exactly that was. That pop was. Was there news that day? Let's see. Pre-market news on Monday. Durable goods, that's all it was. I don't know if that was enough to push it or not, but what time was it? 8:20, 8:30. Yeah, that's when news dropped. Durable goods dropped at 8:30, so yeah, that's why it pushed up right there. So had a strong push right there, a pullback, so I liked it right over 400 when that had that strong push up and a pullback. I do like seeing that, especially right at pre-market, right at the bell. I don't like it when it goes straight up and you don't really have any levels to go off from, but the fact that it pulled back right at the moments before the bell, I definitely like that. So this is where I grabbed this is where I had the 400 level pick was right there, rounded up. Actually, it was, yeah, rounded right there perfectly. So I took, first candle was red, so I ended up taking puts. I probably shouldn't have done that. I mean, I had the right thesis in mind. This is probably what I probably should have waited. The morning fake outs have been really brutal. Usually you'll get, like if you get a red candle, you get a little bit of a drop, a little bit more just to get you in. Then it'll pop really fast on you, and that's what it really did. So red candle, and it had a let me blow it up more so you can actually see it. Had a pretty decent sized red candle from 404. I mean, almost $1 candle right there. So I grabbed puts at lower day, 39.85, puts at 720, and then it dropped a little bit, just enough. I think I might have sold a little bit in there. Then it popped, and I ended up stopping out at like 4 or so. I should have taken calls right here. That was I should have just waited it out a little longer, because the market's just been very crazy the first 30 minutes of the day. Sometimes you get a strong momentum move in the one direction, and other times you get fake outs, and this ended up being a fake out. So first trade of the week ended up being a loss, not the way I like starting out the week. Yeah, this whole week I started with a loss, and I think I ended with a loss. So that is not a good way to start in the week. So usually if I have a strong week, I might have a loss or two at the end of the week, or if I start out the week with a loss, I end up finishing the week strong. But it just was a tough week of trading. So I should have taken calls right here at the 400. I don't know why I didn't. I should have, but popped up. Then we had news drop right here. I think this is where one of the feds, so somebody said that we were going to end up raising rates, or it was ECB or something happened at this particular time. I don't know if it was that, because I know some point in time that one of the Fed speakers, we need to raise rates more. So I don't know if this was the actual event or not, but it dumped right when it dumped. I chased it, so based on me chasing it, is probably what it was. I grabbed puts at 790 on the news headline. Let's see, I grabbed a 39.95 puts at 790, and got it at 1038. So right here, right when it broke lower day, this is where I grabbed it. Even though we had a monster red candle right here, still took it. And I even put in the thing chasing, so people knew I was chasing it. It was more dangerous, but we got it at 790, went from 790 to 1170 in that push right there. So nice big deep red candle, and ended up being a nice little drop at lower day. So that definitely worked out. Didn't even need to stop out. I mean, obviously I would have been a smart move to do that, but ended up going green anyway. So, but you never know what's going to end up happening. And the market could have just kept going and not looking back like it did Thursday and Friday. So got a nice little play on that. Then I took calls at 11:10, which is right here. We got the drop lower day gets bought and tries to go lower day again, gets bought, and it quickly comes back up. So once it gets over the 399.40 area, I grabbed calls. I grabbed the 4,005 calls at $8. It looked like it was going to bounce. I mean, it definitely looked like it was going to bounce. I mean, this one, I probably would have taken again and again and again. I mean, you have the exaggerated candles, the FU candle. It didn't break the lower day. In fact, it kind of bounced up more, broke over this 39.40 area, 399.40 area, and right when it got over this, I grabbed it, and that's when it just dumped on me again. So I took another loss right there. Thought for sure it was going to bounce. It looked like it was going to bounce right here. Definitely would have ended up taking that again. I mean, it's not like a mistake that I made that I shouldn't have taken, because I probably would have taken it again. Another thing I've noticed is that when SPY gets going in a direction, it likes to keep going in that direction. It doesn't chop in channels that much. I mean, yeah, it has, but just the last couple of days, it just, when he picks a direction, it just likes to keep going in that direction. If it starts to look like it's going to bounce, it's a fake out. If it starts to look like it's going to drop, it's a fake out. It's just when it starts going, moving in one direction, just there's no stopping it. But then right here, it finally actually does turn around. But at 2:15, I took I was thinking calls right here, but I was afraid of this again right there. I'm already down 2 losses for the day. I don't want to be down 3. Usually I stop after 2, but I wanted to wait for a better opportunity. So I didn't take it here because of this. I pretty much the same setup. Looked like it's gonna bounce me, but this time it actually did. But I took puts about 2:15, which is right here. Rejected the VWAP, and that's usually another thing that I want to touch up on, is that VWAP used to be such a great indicator where if it was way above it, it would come back down and it would retest VWAP and bounce, or if it's below it would bounce up to VWAP and reject. But lately, whenever SPY gets to VWAP, it just rages right through it like it doesn't exist, and that's doesn't usually happen like that, but it's been happening a lot lately. So this time it pushed through it, but it rejected, came back down, and that's where I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 4,000 puts at 770, and they went from 770 to 1210 in that dump right, in that push down right there. Then I took calls at the end of the day at 343, which is right here. Get the push down, green candle, it pushes down more, it quickly gets bought back up, and I grabbed the calls right here, right when it broke over the 397.70 area. I bought the actually no, I didn't buy calls right there. I bought puts. 343. Why did I buy puts there? No, I didn't buy puts. I bought calls. That's what I thought. I made a typo on my Twitter page. Yeah, let's say that doesn't make sense. Yeah, this is what makes sense. This is what I did right here. But the 39.80 calls right here, 343, you can see a green candle pushed down more, came back up. Once it got over this 397.65, That's where I grabbed the 39.80 calls at 310, and it popped just a little bit. Didn't get much out of it. Went from 310 to $4. I think this was a end of the day play that just didn't go anywhere, and the end of the day plays have been kind of like non-eventful. Haven't been really been just chopping and getting pinned and just kind of annoying. I miss the days where you get a raging last 10-minute candle, and it just it didn't happen. So right here we got a nice candle right here. I think I remember taking this too. So yeah, non-eventful end of day on Monday. So 2 losses, 3 wins on Monday. Definitely not the way I want to start a week. So kind of annoying. Now Tuesday, Trade Ideas Room. I said let me just blow this up a little more. Trade Ideas channel on Tuesday. I said SPY calls over 398.50. Drop 398.50 is right here. You can see it dropped down, came back up, then it dropped. So I used this level right there. Then it just started dumping so much more. So so yeah, I just didn't even get close to the level. But it was the what, 398.50 down here. It's dropped to only about $3, $2. Big red candle right here. Then I took puts at 9.45. I'm not sure why I did that. I took 39.85 puts at 9.45. Actually, sorry, I'm looking at I'm looking at Monday. Okay, I took calls. Okay, this makes sense now. Help if I had the right day here. Definitely had a drop right here, and what I've been doing is I wait for the first 10-minute candle to form, like I always do. And like yesterday, Monday, it just didn't work out. But this time it did. It first 10-minute candle was red, but it had a nice big hammer on it. It looked good. So I grabbed calls over higher day, which was over 397.40. So I grabbed a 39.90 calls at 7:30, and they went from 7:30 to 9.70. Then it just got to the 20 EMA, which is this blue line, light blue line, and it just got rejected. So this is why you got to take it. The market has definitely not been something you want to hold and hope for a big run. I mean, if you're up $1 or $2, you need to take it, because the market can just crap on it anytime it wants. And plus, there's so much craziness happening in the world right now. We are one headline away from a disastrous event. So just be very, very cautious about that, especially if you're in calls, because got Powell next week, and we got a lot of craziness going on with China, Taiwan, and Russia and Ukraine, and inflation, and it's all known, but I mean, something more disastrous could end up happening. And if you're in calls, you could end up getting squashed really, really fast. So definitely going to take the move, and definitely glad that we did, because it dropped back down. Next candle was red. Then I took puts at 10.11, which is right here, right when it broke below this 397.05 area. As you can see, this is the body of this candle, the body low of that candle, body low of that candle. So when I got below this area, this is where I grabbed the 39.70 puts at 8.50, and they went from 8.50 to 9.10. Not much of a move. I thought it was going to dump more, pop back up. I mean, this has just been craziness right here. Then I take calls at 10.24, which is right 10.24 right here. Took it in this candle. So I took puts here, and when it went below, it quickly got bought back up. When it came back up here to higher day, well, these bodies anyways, this 397.75 area, that I switched to calls, trying not to be too biased in one direction, just trying to play what's there. And sometimes you just get faked out here, get faked out there, then you get another fake out here, the fake out here. I mean, just look at this. This is just a complete mess. I didn't take it here. I did take the puts here. Then it quickly got bought back up from lower day. When it came back up here, I thought for sure it was going to pop. I grabbed the 39.90 calls at $7. Then it dropped. Then it popped. Then it dropped. and it popped. I just stayed with it. I mean, this was just a complete disaster, and then it finally ended up popping. So they ended up going from 730 to 890. So got a little nice play out of it. These kind of situations are tough to play. You don't know which side it's going to go. When it does it fakes out both sides. I've just learned from experience just to take one side and just didn't hold it. And I know that's you get a 50-50 chance of something happening, but if you end up trying to play both sides in both directions like I did here, and you don't do it properly, this is when I actually kind of gave up right here, because I got the pop here. That was a nice little win. I got a nice little win right here, and it came up here, and it ended up being a fake out. Now, if I went and bought puts down here, I might have been able to get a play, but then it came back up. I mean, you could have got stopped out 2 or 3 more times just in this few candles right here. And to me, I just rather be in one side. It works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If you take multiple trades and take out stop losses, you're probably going to end up you get taken out with stop losses. You're probably going to end up taking more of a loss, getting stopped out 2 or 3 times, and just actually holding that one side and seeing if it plays out. This is the kind of mess I hate, because you don't know what is going to happen, and everything is easy to look at in hindsight. I mean, after the fact, and it is hindsight, because you don't know what's going to happen in real time. Then when you look at it after the fact, you're like, oh, you could have done this, you could have done that, but you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, you can't see the future, and you just don't know how the market's going to play out. So I just don't really like, especially seeing people saying, oh, you should have done this. Well, when you're playing in real time, you don't know what's going to happen. So it's about probabilities. So anyways, I took, calls at 1249, which is right here. Nope. Right here. Came up to high day. We broke out a high day just a little bit to pull back. And right when it came over and broke over this 398.40 area, this is where I grabbed the calls. I grabbed the 39.90 calls again at 690, and they went from 690 to 1050. So that was a nice clean play. So that definitely was a good play. Then I took calls at 248, which is right 248 right here. Nice. Yeah, I see what I did here. Push down. Not really huge candles, but a nice little FU setup, maybe, if you want to look at that. But this is definitely an FU setup right here. I mean, look at these 3 massive green candles. Well, not massive, but it's good sized candles. 3 green good sized candles. In the next 10-minute candle printed red, and it got over that high, and that's definitely this is a good FU setup right there. Right here, you could say it's another one right there. Red candles down, printed a green candle, then it pushed down more. I saw it bouncing off VWAP, and it came back up, and when it got up here, I took calls I shouldn't have. I took 2 trades I shouldn't have this week. So this is definitely something I shouldn't have taken. I should have known it. And I think I remember after this played out, after it broke through VWAP, I was like, yeah, that was an FU setup. I shouldn't have touched it. So these are becoming more and more classic. The FU setup, if you're in the room, you know what I go in detail what it is. So you see these all the time. And I should have seen this. I should have recognized that this was possibly going to end up happening, because that ended up being a big dump right there. So I tried to buy the bounce right there, and it got flushed out. So I think I played this in the challenge. I don't remember. Or the IRA. That's something. I did play this candle. I think it was IRA. I don't remember. I don't cover the challenge plays or the IRA plays and recaps. I only cover the main account one. So I don't want to go over those. It takes too much time. So yeah, I finished the day with a loss right there. I definitely could have avoided that one. So a couple losses I could have avoided. So it is what it is now. the first, which is what, Wednesday. Trade areas room. Let's see. SPY puts under 395, which is right here. This big drop off. What was that on the first? That was what time was this? 7:40 on the first. Don't really see. This might have been where the ECB came out and said they need to raise, being more aggressive with rates. I think this was that right here. Because I remember that this had a nice gap out, that something happened, and looking at the economic calendar. There's no news. Wednesday morning, we get the FOMC member at 9 a.m. and it's way before 9 a.m. This happened at like 8. So, but yeah. So puts is what I had because of this big drop right here. I was kind of, the more I got thinking about it, the more I'm like, okay, this is probably gonna pop. Usually when you have these drops right here, right before market, everyone jumps in the puts that open and it ends up having a short squeeze. But I was also looking at it from the point of view that let's see, make sure I have the right day here, the first. This was like the area of pre-market that it had a lower day. I don't remember what this was. Was this earnings? That's Tesla or something? I don't remember. There's a reason I looked at puts right here, and I think it might have been just solely on the ECB and that the market was going to freak out. But the more I got thinking about it, the more I thought that, okay, we're going to end up pushing. Everyone's going to pile into puts. But I wanted to put the thing there just in case we did break lower day, because we had the bunch of red candles right here, then we had a green candle, we had another red candle, so we could definitely end up having a nice little drop here, then push back up. So we could have kind of like this kind of a setup right here where it looks bearish and the first 10-minute candle dumps and it quickly gets bought back up. That's what I was kind of thinking was going to happen on Wednesday, but it didn't even do that. It just didn't even really drop that much. It got bought pretty much almost instantly, and so I didn't take it. I should have, but I think that I just got too wrapped up thinking that we were going to dump this day because of the that news, and I just don't know why I didn't grab calls. I should have grabbed calls right here. Yeah, I don't know. I should have grabbed calls right there. I think I remember when I was trading at that point in time that I was thinking at that particular time that I should have bought calls, and I didn't. I just, for some reason, I was just too wrapped up in thinking, okay, based on the news, the market's going to freak out more. Even if it's like we drop a little and gets bought back up, or we just pop and then we end up dropping. I was kind of worried that we were going to get some kind of like pop and drop and open. Kind of, no, not like that. Like this, we were going to get this kind of a move, pop back up, then drop. So, but I don't know. I just wasn't thinking very clearly on this day. I should have bought calls right there, but I did grab puts right here when it broke lower day. I grabbed, let's see, the 39.50 puts at 10.05, which was right here. As soon as it broke this 395 area, that's where I grabbed puts. I got them at 820, and they went from 820 to 1380 and right there. So ended up working out pretty good. So I should have grabbed calls right here. That's the only thing I regret. I took a couple losses I shouldn't have. I should have taken this, but I didn't. But we did get this, so I was very pleased about that. Then I grabbed puts at 11.26, which is right 11.26. I think it was right here. Yeah, right in here. This day was very crazy because we had very, very strong candles. Strong push down, strong push up, and strong push down. Then when it came back up, this was just a very, very crazy day. When it bounced back up right here, I bought puts thinking, okay, every time we make a big green candle, we're getting shot down. And so I didn't want to chase it down here. I wanted to wait for a nice big green candle right here. Then when it popped up more, this is where I ended up grabbing it. Grabbed the 39.40 puts at 660, and it popped more. Then when it got up here, I added at 11.57, which is right here. When it came up to this area of 396, I did end up adding. I added more at 240, making my average 345. And we got that drop right there. You can see the wick, bottom of the wick coming down the VWAP right there. So they managed to go from 345 to 410, managed to get out green. Definitely pleased about that. Then I stayed away from pretty much most of the day. It was just very crazy. This action was very, very crazy. I just, to me, it kind of felt very risky because if you got in a position, you'd get these massive $1 candles. And with SPX, you could be down quite a bit just in a flash and don't have time to get out. Base versus, I mean, look at this candle versus these. I mean, these are definitely more manageable and easier to trade than this. I mean, this is like the full day range right here, just about. And this candle, I mean, these are just, this raging action is just tough to trade. I mean, basically very, very bipolar. Not something I like to see, but I didn't touch it here. We had a slow grind down. I did take calls at what, 310, which is right here. You can see the candles are starting to get smaller and smaller. Green candle made new low a day. Well, not low a day, but new low of this area right here. Came close to low a day. Touched the 390, 365-ish area, got bought back up. When it got over the 394, 20, 30 area, that's where I grabbed calls. I grabbed the 39.50 calls at 450. And they went from 450 to 540 right there. Nice little play there. Rejected off the 20 EMA. And I grabbed puts at what? 325. Right here. So I got calls here, pushed up here to 20 EMA, rejected. When it came back down, some reason I grabbed puts right here. I shouldn't have. I should have waited for down here. I should have waited for the 390, 390 area. For some reason I grabbed it here. I don't know why. Definitely should have waited for this. I must have just got too excited and too impatient and grabbed it early. I shouldn't have. I should have ended up taking calls right here because you get a nice little 20 EMA rejection, pulls back, and it pushes right through. This I would have definitely taken. It would have been a better play. But right here, I shouldn't have taken that. So another loss I could have avoided. Just I've taken way too many losses this week. I don't know why I took that one. I shouldn't have taken this candle right here, but I did. It ended up being a loss. So, but I can see why just about every green pop has gotten hammered on. Pop, hammered, pop, hammered, pop, hammered. Well, slow drop. Then it popped and big red engulfing candle right here. But I should have been waited for better confirmation down here that we were going to get a push. Or broke this area 390, 390. Definitely could have seen lower day down here to 390, 350 or even 393 area, but I just got in too soon, I guess. I should have waited more, especially end of the day. Yep. Another loss I could have avoided. Now, on Thursday, I actually had my first flawless day, which is kind of annoying. Traded his room on the second. SPY calls with 394. 394 is right here. This pre-market high a day. First candle was a doji. Didn't know if it was going to go up or down. Just going back and forth. Didn't really do nothing right here, but once I got over VWAP, I grabbed calls. I mean, I definitely should have waited up here for the 390, 315 area. I should have waited for the next candle because this could have been a fake out and dumped because it's been doing that. But it did pay off. I shouldn't have. This play actually did work out. Took the 39.45 calls at 720. And let's see, they went from 720 to 910 in that little pop right there. Then you get this quick little drop right here to 10 a.m. to 10 o'clock news. What was the news that day? Was that consumer sentiment on the 2nd? What day was this? 2nd? Nothing. Don't even see anything. I don't know what was with that crazy candle. But anyways, I took calls. I took 39.50 calls at 10:27, which is right here. Got the high day right here. It pulls back. It drops below VWAP and 20 EMA. Quickly gets bought back up. And when it comes back up to high day, this is where I grab calls. When you have this candle was pretty big, and when it got bought back up really quickly and made new high day, that's definitely, to me, something I would take over and over and over again. It shows that that wants to drop a little bit, and everyone's like, oh, not so fast, we're going to push this. And so we got a nice little play out of that. So got the 39.50 calls to $8, and they went from $8 to $9.50, so a nice little $1.50 play there. Then it pulls back. I grabbed puts at 11.43. Okay, I remember why right here, but anyways, definitely made new high day right there. Got rejected. Then you're starting to see a head and shoulders right here. You get the left, you get the head, and the right shoulder. I grabbed calls at, puts at 11.43, which is right here in this candle. I grabbed it here thinking the head and shoulders was forming. Get the left head and a little bit of a right shoulder right here. And I thought, well, sure, we could have pushed the view up. We're going to dump to lower day, at least 392.50. And got bought back up. And when it popped back up, I bought calls at, calls. I added at 12.34, which is right in this candle. For some reason I thought right here. I could have probably got out right there. I don't remember if it went green or not right there. But yeah, I had the 39.35 puts at 7.50 right here. I'm not sure if they went green right there, but they popped up to higher day again. I did average down at 360, making my average 460. And they end up dropping just enough right there to get out. Really thought for sure the head and shoulders was going to pop out, was going to play out. Then when it popped to higher day, I took the chance of adding right there, right at higher day, just in case it was a fake out. It ended up being a fake out, so it did work out. I mean, it could have definitely popped. It could have done this right here. It could have definitely done that, but it didn't. I took a chance, averaging down at higher day, got enough of a play to get out. Then it ended up popping right here. Yeah, so yeah, they went from what, 460 to 5. I'm just trying to think what this candle was. Back here, one of these moves, this was ECB, I think, saying they need to be more aggressive on rates. And this was, I think, one of our Fed members saying that we need to raise rates more. So you got raising rates more, and you got ECB wanting to be more aggressive. Then right here, you have, now remember this because it's Bostic. Bostic is a non-voting member of the FOMC, and he said that they wanted to pause rates or something like that, something crazy, and it just raged just off from that. And they're in no position to do that because inflation is starting to rise again, and a non-voting member saying they're going to pause rates. They're in favor of pausing rates. He has no say whatsoever, so his vote doesn't have a vote at all in the matter. So market just like smoking the hopium, and anytime that the market hears good news, regardless of how much bullshit it is or fluff it is or how inaccurate it is, it's just going to take it and run. It's exactly what it did. So so I took calls at what, one I took calls before the news dropped, I remember, because we had it here. We had the puts here, dropped. It quickly came back up. This is where I grabbed calls. I grabbed the 39.50 calls at 7.20, pulled back a little bit. Then that's when Bostic said something about the news, and it went from 7.20 to 16.10, and that just in that candle right there. Was not expecting that. So yeah, it was kind of crazy. Pulled back a little bit. Nice UFU setup right here. I did not take it. I probably should have. I should have realized that. To me, I don't know, for some reason I just had this feeling that Bostic really not being a non-voting member of FOMC, that the market's just going to take this one pop. and run with it. Then it was going to just pull back and say, nah, we don't believe you. But the market just kept going. I was just kind of surprised about that. I could have definitely played that, but I didn't. But I did take calls at 259, which is right here. You can see it's starting to pull back. It's right here, starting to pull back, makes higher day, fake out, came back up, making an ascending wedge at the lows, making higher lows right here, and it's flatlining. So right when it broke over the you can see the flat line of the wick, the body, and this wick right here. So when it came back over this 397 area, that's where I took it in this candle. I took the 39.75 calls at $4, and they popped right there, going from what, $4 to $5.50, but they end up raging right here after. But got a nice little play out of this ascending triangle right here, bullish flag, ascending wedge, whatever you want to call it right there. It's more of ascending pennant. No, ascending triangle, yeah. Semantics. So that was a nice little end of the day play. It would have been nicer if I caught this, but I kind of just wasn't sure about this because of we already had this huge run up. I was thought maybe we would get a nice little push right here, then being a fake out and come back down and drop, but it didn't end up. I didn't really want to buy calls right there. Plus, that was the 5th trade of the day. I'm not making any more than 5 trades per day in the main account, so not unless I take too many losses, then maybe I'll try to make one up or something. Friday, this day was crazy. I mean, pushed up right here, dropped a little bit, started running pre-market. Now, let's see, pre-market traded his room, calls over 450, which is right here. Well, 450. Yeah, I just averaged up. Got basically going off this high day candle. I think it was like right here at the time, right at 400. So I just put it to 450. Waited for the 10-minute candle to form. It was a red candle right there. I kind of didn't want to push it. I was thinking, okay, we're going to keep going. We're going to have more continuation. We haven't had that $10 strong day. Every time, let's see, we'll look at the daily. Why is this only showing a little bit? Let's go back. Oh, there it is right there. We haven't had this kind of a day. This is a $10 day right here, 402 to 413, $10 plus. We haven't had a big red candle, a big green candle like that since what right here? Is this $10? 407, almost $10. So this was almost $10 right there. This was the last $10 play. So this is what, 2-1 the whole month. We went through most of the month not having a $10 day. So we still haven't had it. I mean, this was only a what, $5 day, $6 day. So we haven't had a $10 day yet. So we're right at this resistance right here on the daily. So we're going to cover that in the trade ideas room, not trade ideas room, the watch list. But anyways, I was expecting a massive short squeeze candle right here. This was a nice little green candle right here. So I was thinking, okay, if we gap up over the higher day of this, that we're gonna probably get that $10 candle and push to like 405 plus, and we almost did. We came close. 404, 450, but anyway, so first candle was red, still thinking calls, so I got calls over higher day of this area right here, 399.80. Grabbed the 40-10 calls at 880, and they went from 880 to 1490. Then I grabbed puts right at 1003. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I did do it, and it ended up working out. I grabbed the 39.90 puts at 830. And they went from 830 to 990 in that little drop. Not much of a drop, but just enough to get that dollar plus. This was a harsh red candle. And as soon as it broke this area of 399.25, that's where I grabbed puts, just in case it decided to dump. It also ended up being a fake out. Then I switched to calls at, let's see, 10:15, which was right here. right when it came back up to higher day again. Got the 40-20 calls at $7, and they went from $7 to $9.60, so got a nice $2 plus play right there. Then it just consolidated right here, making like another bullish flag right there. I grabbed what calls at 11:20, which is right here, right here. So it's pulling back a little bit here. It starts to drop. I didn't even look at puts. I mean, I thought about it, but I'm just like, no, they're going to keep pushing this. Got dropped a little bit, then it got bought up quickly. And then I grabbed it, I think right here, the next candle, and grabbed the 40-20 calls at 760. And it got a nice little push out of that. So they went from 760 to 1170 in that little push right there. Then I tried to get puts at 209, which is right here, right there. Yeah, just flagged, pop, and started to make a little weakness right here, and it popped more. SPY, just never underestimate SPY, how ridiculous it can get. So didn't even look at puts. I probably could have bought calls right here, but I didn't. Just popped more. Then they had all these consolidation candles right in here. Then when it broke below this 402.75 area, that's where I bought. I bought 40 puts right here at 850. I didn't have that many. I only had a few just in case it dropped. Probably shouldn't have done that, but anyways, yeah, it didn't drop right there. So when it popped more, I ended up averaging down to what, 229, which is right up here. It broke out. I was thinking, okay, it's going to dump here. It didn't dump. It was just going to push one more time through higher day, just take out stops and dump. So I averaged down up here, then it just didn't dump, just kept getting pushed more. Then it ended up dropping right here, but it just did not end up working out. So end of the day, I lost right there. I probably shouldn't have taken that play. I should have waited. So, but yeah, it is what it is. I could have probably avoided that loss too. So but yeah, 5 losses this week. I probably could have avoided at least 3, maybe 4 of them. So it is what it is. I like doing the recaps because sometimes you see some of the dumb mistakes that I make, and I'm just like, okay, why did I do this? Why did I take that? I shouldn't have done that. So to me, this is also good for me too. I can see what I'm doing right and wrong. And I definitely took at least 3 bad trades I shouldn't have taken. So that's part of trading. You're gonna make mistakes. You're just gonna get wrong reads. You're gonna just get their mindset wrong. You're gonna just read it wrong. Just how it is. You're not gonna be right 100% of the time. No one is. So that's gonna do it for the recap. And I hope this has helped. And thanks for watching.